Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video I'll be unboxing this Oppo Reno 10x Zoom. Now Oppo has really outdone many other brands out there by offering a lot of crazy stuff on a single phone. Whether it's the shark fin, it's not a big deal, but a new design, a new AMOLED display, a new in-display fingerprint scanner, a better one than the previous Oppo F11 Pro, and most importantly it has this new hybrid system which gives you 10x optical zoom. So I'm really excited and I'm really hoping this to be pretty good. So let's unbox it and see how it's gonna be. So guys, here's the box and initial impressions. It looks huge in a long way. So here's the box, and on the front we get a quick preview of the phone's overall design. We get the triple camera setup with the long extension, and at the bottom it says Oppo Reno 10x Zoom. On the left side it simply says Oppo, on the right side once again Oppo. At the top we got a sticker from Flipkart. By the way, this is a retail unit that I purchased from Flipkart. I pre-ordered it and got it yesterday. Now at the bottom we have some more specifications, pricing and stuff. And finally on the back we have the regular specifications, IMEI numbers, and it boldly says made in India. It's pretty awesome to see that this phone is actually made in India. Well, at least the manufacturing process. So guys, without any further delays, let me quickly unbox this thing. Now this phone is sold both online and offline. Base variant is priced at 40,000 rupees for 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. We also have another variant with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage at 50,000 rupees. It's available in two colors, jet black and ocean green. I tried a lot to order the ocean green color but could only get the jet black color for us right now. So guys, once we open the box, we see another box with Oppo Reno 10x Zoom engraved on the top, and we'll come back to it in a minute. So following that we have the phone itself. So let me just put that aside for now. This is the jet black color. Okay, I guess it's time to look at what's in this. So that's all we got inside this huge envelope kind of a thing. So we just got some documentation. Firstly it says Oppo. This is probably a big instruction manual, not interested. Next we have another manual showing you details about the phone, SIM card location and so on. We won't be needing that either. So next we have a Type-C charging cable. Now this phone has a USB Type-C charging port which supports USB 3.0, and this is the Type-C charging cable, and this is just a flap or a cover. Next we have the SIM card ejector itself. Now over here we have the free case. It's a rubber case, it's not too soft. It has a nice leather texture to it. I'll come back to it in a minute. Next we have the VOOC charger with a maximum output of 20 watts. I thought Oppo might give us a 30 watts charger like the OnePlus 7 Pro, which calls it warp charging, but we still got the same old 20 watts VOOC charger, which we also see with the Realme 3 Pro. So with that aside, finally we have earbuds with a Type-C port. So these are the earbuds. We get extra ear tips as well, and these are the earbuds, and this is a Type-C port. This one doesn't have a 3.5mm audio jack, so that's why they bundled a free earbuds with a Type-C port. And it also has an inline mic with a button. There's just only one button, that's for answering calls. There is no volume control, and so far for a free earbuds, these are pretty good. So guys, these are all the contents of the box. Now let's look at the phone itself. So guys, here's the phone in jet black color, and it has sticker all around. On the front it says Oppo Reno 10x Zoom, 10x hybrid zoom, followed by a 16.9cm OLED panoramic screen, ultra night mode, which is a dedicated low light mode for the cameras, and finally we have a 4000 mAh battery with VOOC charging 3.0. So let me just remove the sticker. And once again on the back we have another sticker with IMEI numbers. Let me just remove that as well. And this is how the phone looks on the back without any stickers whatsoever. And this is how the phone looks on the front. Now let me put on the case that we got free inside the box. It's a slip-on case, it fits pretty easily. And even with the case on, buttons are still pretty clickable. It has a pretty big raised lip on the front, so you can place your phone directly on its face and the display won't get scratched. And it also has a raised lip for the back camera module or the entire back panel itself. So even when you place your phone directly on its back, cameras are still protected. So guys, now let's have a quick physical overview of this phone and check out the complete specifications. On the back, this phone has a 3D curved glass And underneath that glass, it has a texture with a mixture of gray and blue along with a matte texture. Oppo uses a proprietary matte blasting technique to achieve this effect. Now this 3D glass completely covers all the cameras as well. As you can see, all the rear cameras are completely hidden under the glass and the camera bump has been flattened completely. Now below the camera module, you get a ceramic O-dot structure that protrudes slightly for extra protection when you place your phone directly on a flat surface. Now starting from the top, it has a 48 megapixel ultra clear camera with Sony IMX586 sensor with f1.7 aperture. That's followed by an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera with 120-degree field of view and f2.2 aperture. Following that is a 13 megapixel telephoto lens with f3.0 aperture, 6x optical zoom and 10x hybrid zoom. Now beside the camera module, we also get laser assisted focus, and following the camera module, we have the third microphone for noise cancellation and to record surround sound. Following that is a ceramic dot and an engraving that says Oppo, designed by Oppo. So guys, this is how the jet black color looks on the back completely. It doesn't look as good as the ocean green, but even this color has a nice appeal to it. Now on the front, this phone sports a 6.6-inch AMOLED notchless panoramic screen with Full HD Plus resolution, which gives it a 93.1% screen to body ratio. It also has a 2.5D curved Corning Gorilla Glass 6 for additional protection. Right out of the box, it also comes with a free screen guard pre-applied, and I would suggest you to keep it on. Now this phone uses the latest AMOLED display, which gives it a 100% DCI P3 color gamut, so the display on this phone is gonna be awesome, especially because of the notchless design and the smaller bezels all around. Now for the sides, on the right side you get the power button with the green accent color. On the left side we have the volume rocker. At the top it has the shark fin with a secondary microphone for noise cancellation, and it also houses a 16 megapixel front facing camera with f2.0 aperture, earpiece and a rear flash. Now this shark fin mechanism has been tested 200,000 times. It opens up in 0.8 seconds. It even has free fall protection, just like the OnePlus 7 Pro. Whenever it detects a fall, it automatically closes the fin to protect your camera. It's a pretty cool feature which I'll be testing in a minute. Now finally, at the bottom you get the SIM card tray housing a nano SIM slot along with a hybrid SD card slot. Following that is a Type-C charging port, primary microphone and the secondary speaker. Now this phone also comes with stereo speakers, one at the bottom and one at the top. So guys, that was the physical overview. Now for the rest of the specifications, under the hood this phone sports a Snapdragon 855 processor with Adreno 640 GPU with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. It will be running ColorOS 6 based on Android 9.0, that's Android Pie, and this will be one of the first few phones to receive Android Q update, so that's a pretty great thing. Now powering all this is a 4065 mAh battery which supports fast charging, VOOC charging, whatever you want to call it. Now with all this phone has a thickness of 9.3 mm and weighs 215 grams. Now just from initial impressions, phone feels pretty solid. It is thick but it has a nice weight to it, and it is once again super slippery and the fingerprint magnet as usual. So guys, now I'm going to turn on the phone and set it up. This is the first boot, and on the first screen it says Oppo powered by Android. And then we get a pretty cool animation, boot animation, and this is the setup page. Let me just skip that. Now this phone also comes with a newer in-display fingerprint scanner, so let me just register that. This is supposed to be better than the Oppo F11 Pro and the previous Oppo phones we have seen. I'm expecting it to be as good as the OnePlus 7 Pro, because that's the best thing I've seen so far. By the way, haptic feedback so far feels kinda okay, not so impressive. It is slightly on the stronger side. So guys, this is how the phone looks once we turn it on. This phone is running ColorOS 6.0, which brings in a new app drawer. A new launcher with an app drawer. You can swipe up to see all the applications. And this is the new redesigned interface. This is the new volume slider. So when you press the volume buttons, this is what you look at. It mimics MIUI a lot now. So guys, out of that 6GB of RAM, we have about 2.9GB of RAM free right out of the box. And out of that 128GB of storage, we get about 104GB of space for your user apps and user data. Now let's check the about page. As you can see, this phone is running ColorOS version 6.0 based on Android 9.0, that's Android Pie. Now going back to the home screen, these are all the apps that come pre-installed, and as you can see, there is quite a bit of bloatware. Now let's check the camera interface. So here we go. It looks pretty similar to all the previous Oppo phones, but instead we get extra options over here. So this is 1x zoom, and when you click it once, you get 2x zoom. When you click it again, we will switch to the telephoto lens with periscope zoom, that's over here. And this is 6x optical zoom with optical image stabilization, so that's awesome. And if you click it over here once again, we get 10x zoom, so that's just awesome. And now we are using the wide angle camera. Now if you want to quickly switch to the wide angle camera, you have a toggle over here, just click it, and now we are using the wide angle camera. That's over here. So let me just take some pictures. As you can see, capturing speeds up pretty fast, insanely fast, thanks to that Snapdragon 855 processor. And now let's check out the front camera with that shark fin. And that's the front camera. As you can see, we also find a new animation. So whenever we open the front camera, there's a cool animation going on. There we go. Initial impressions, front camera definitely looks pretty good. Now this is the shark fin, this is the earpiece, and this is the front camera. And on the back we have the rear flash. Now if you try to force close it, it automatically closes. So that's pretty cool. And this phone also has free fall protection, so let's test that out. As you can see, front camera has automatically closed and we got this notification. So even free fall protection seems to be working. And now let's check out the portrait mode. This is the portrait mode for the front camera. Next we also have the portrait mode for the rear camera. Now for video recording, we can also record video in 4K resolution, but there is no option to change the frame rate, at least not right there. Now if we go to settings, we can tweak the audio recorder settings. So we can either go with 3D recorder or use sound focus. Now this phone also has something like super vivid mode, so just enable it from here and colors simply pop out a lot in this mode. Now going on next, we also have the slow motion video recording, and we can record video in 720p and 1080p. It will change the frame rate, but there's no information about that over here. It might be able to record video in 240 fps at 1080p resolution and 480 fps at 720p, just like the OnePlus 7 Pro. Now going on next, we also have a dedicated night mode, which is supposed to be better than the previous Oppo phones. I'll post some sample shots in a bit. And interestingly, we can use this night mode in the regular camera, with the telephoto lens as well, and even with the wide angle camera. So this night mode can give us some pretty interesting results. So guys, these are some sample pictures. Now I've taken quite a few. I've taken pictures in the regular camera, 6x zoom and 10x zoom, so you can see how much it can zoom in. By the way guys, the primary camera and the telephoto lens, that's the periscope camera, both have optical image stabilization, which is really awesome. And because of this periscope camera, this phone is actually thicker and heavier than your regular Oppo phones. So far that seems to be the only con on this phone. So guys, that was the camera interface. Now let me quickly add facial data or register to face unlock. So even this phone has face unlock. It uses the shark fin camera for that. I'm going to enroll my face. It should be pretty fast. And it was super fast. Now let's test face unlock. And it is insanely fast. We just have to wait for the camera to pop up, and once it opens up, it's already unlocked. So face unlock works and it is super fast. Now let's test it in low lighting conditions. And even in low lighting conditions, it is super fast. By the way, this is what the front camera is looking at. And even in low lighting conditions, it is pretty fast. Now I'm going to turn off all the lights. Now let's test it. And even in complete darkness, it is super fast. By the way, this is what the front camera is looking at right now. And as you can see, it is super fast. I don't think even OnePlus 7 Pro is this fast. So that's face unlock for you. Now let's test the in-display fingerprint scanner. So guys, even the fingerprint scanner is super fast, just like the OnePlus 7 Pro. But for some reason, unlocking it using fingerprint scanner feels more satisfying on the 7 Pro than on this phone. Maybe it's just a personal thing. Anyway, fingerprint scanner is super fast, just like your regular fingerprint scanner, and that's a huge improvement. So guys, now let's test the speaker loudness. This phone has stereo speakers. So here we go.
Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah. No, I don't wanna waste what's left. But there's no time for me. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the world trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky.
Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video I'll be comparing the Samsung Galaxy A70 with the Vivo V15 Pro. Now before we get started, these are the pricing information. Vivo V15 Pro recently got a price cut and its base variant is priced at 27,000 rupees for 6GB of RAM and 128GB. Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video I'll be showing you the most important tips and tricks. So guys, speaker on this phone is pretty loud, not the loudest in the market, but it is sufficiently loud for media consumption, ringtones and alarms. And as you have seen while watching videos or while using any application in the full screen mode, you can swipe from the left side to get the smart bar. This is like a new feature from ColorOS 6. You get some quick shortcuts over here. These are some quick actions. You can take a screenshot, record the screen, and at the top we have some quick shortcuts once again. So this is like a new feature on the Oppo phones. Now before I conclude, these are the Antutu and Geekbench scores. So guys, this is the new Oppo Reno. Well, I expected it to be good, but it was definitely beyond my expectation. Like, I didn't expect it to have such an awesome build. It's really like a true flagship. Like, you can compare the build to a Samsung flagship or maybe something from Apple as well. So in terms of design and build, it's awesome, and as I've shown you earlier, fingerprint scanner and face unlock are also super fast, and it's a truly surprise that 10x zoom is really working. So if you're in the market to buy a phone with some unique features, especially if you want to take some ultra long shots, use the 10x zoom, you can definitely consider buying this phone. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you have any doubts or comments about this phone, let us know by commenting below this video and we will get back to you as soon as possible. And if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.